Hello sir, my name is Prabhas, roll number 23530 and welcome to the project titled Global Sustainable Energy Transitions. In this project, I have analyzed and visualized global energy data to understand how different countries are progressing towards cleaner and more sustainable energy systems. So the first data dashboard shows how financial flows and renewable capacity vary across India, Ethiopia, Turkey, Pakistan and Ecuador. The box plot shows how consistent or variable each country's funding has been. India's wider range shows more fluctuation while Turkey's narrow box means steadier support. The bar chart ranks total financial inflows, clearly showing India and Ethiopia as top recipients. Below, the grouped bar chart tracks year-wise funding from 2000 to 2010, revealing ups and downs over time. The heat map displays renewable energy capacity per capita from 2000 to 2015. Darker shades means higher capacity and you can see Turkey's steady growth over the years. Using Tableau's interactivity, when I click on country like India, in one chat, all other visuals instantly change, highlighting that country's data, making it easy to compare patterns across different indicators. Dashboard focus on the relation between economic growth, energy efficiency, and CO2 emissions among major emerging economies like Brazil, China, India, and South Africa. The line chart on top shows the trend of energy intensity over time from 2000 to 2016. A downward slope indicates improved efficiency. We can see a clear drop for China and India. The pie chart displays the GDP share of these nations, showing how much each country contributes to the total economic output, with China holding the largest position. The bar chart on the right shows CO2 emissions for each country. This helps us compare economic strength with environmental cost. The scatter plot combines both aspects, plotting energy intensity against CO2 emissions, allowing us to see even efficient countries can have higher emissions if their industrial scales are large. What's really useful here is the interactivity. If I can click on a country like India, all other visuals instantly update. The line indicates the India's trend. The pie chart emphasizes its GDP share, and the bar and the scatter focus on its emission values. Similarly, if I click on a specific year in the line graph, for example, let's say 2015, the other sheets show that same values for that period. This dashboard makes it easy to explore how economic progress and environmental performance interact for each other nation dynamically. Now coming to the third dashboard, this dashboard highlights energy access inequality across countries and economic categories, focusing on both electricity access and clean cooking fuels. On the top left, the line chart shows how electricity access has steadily improved from 2000 to 2016. India and South Africa show consistent progress while Brazil and China are already near full access. On the top right, the bar chart captures the electricity access in 2015, providing a quick comparison between these four major developing nations. Below that, the stacked bar chart compares electricity versus clean cooking fuel access even more across even more countries. We can immediately see that when electricity access is high in most, the clean cooking fuel lags behind, especially in Ethiopia and India. The bottom right chart groups nations by GDP category, showing high GDP countries enjoy universal access, while low GDP nations still lag in both fronts. Interactive filters make this story even more dynamic. For example, clicking on India highlights its rising trend and lag in clean cooking access, while selecting GDP category. Filtering by GDP category updates all charts to show variation with income level. This dashboard demonstrates how energy access progress is unequal. Electricity improves faster, but clean cooking fuels needs to trail, revealing a present gap in energy equity. Coming to the fourth dashboard, this dashboard highlights the global energy generation mix and the transition from fossil fuels to low carbon sources, with a focus on leading countries. On the top left, a line chart shows the electricity generation by source over time. Fossil fuels still dominate globally, but we can see a strong growth in renewable in countries like China, India, and Germany. The top right bar shows 2015 electric generation by source, making it easy to compare countries. Below on the left, the stacked area chart shows the proportion share of each source over time, highlighting how renewables are steadily expanding in countries such as India, Turkey, and Brazil. On the right, the heat map shows renewable capacity by country and year. The interactive legend allows us by filtering source. If we click fossil in the bar graph, it will filter the line graph and show only fossil fuel trend and show only the fossil fuel proportion in the area chart. Same for the nuclear and renewable sources also. So this dashboard clearly shows that while fossil fuels still dominate, certain nations are leading the shift towards cleaner electricity and making them easy to identify through interactivity. Coming to the fifth dashboard, this dashboard explores regional inequality in electricity and clean cooking access, highlighting how energy availability varies across countries and regions. The jitter and the box plot visualize country level variations, showing the spread of electricity and clean cooking access with each region. Meanwhile, the scatter in an electricity and clean cooking access, making it easy to compare performance across countries and regions. For example, if I click on Africa, we can see that the electricity quartile is much less compared to access to clean cooking fuels. For example, if I click on South Asia, especially India, we can see that there is an almost equal ratio between access to electricity and access to clean cooking fuels. So these dynamic filters allow us to explore patterns interactively to make clear that progress is uneven. Energy access not only differs from country to country but also varies sharply across regions, making it unclear. Overall, this dashboard powerfully demonstrates that geography and inequality are central to understand global energy progress, highlighting where urgent attention is needed to achieve equitable access. Coming to the sixth dashboard, this dashboard highlights the global leaders in low carbon electricity, identifying which countries are at the forefront of energy transition, while providing a clear view of the world's overall progress in shifting its power generational mix. The bar chart and the map work together to pinpoint the countries with the highest share of low carbon energy, celebrating their leadership and showing where they are located. Below them, the area chart provides crucial global context, illustrating the proportion share of fossil fuel, nuclear, and renewables in the world's total electricity mix over the last few decades. This dashboard interactivity creates a clear link between data and geography. For example, clicking on a top performing country like Norway or Sweden indicates its location on the world map. This allows for a quick identification and spatial analysis of leading nations. And also, it shows the global electricity generation proportion share of that country, which shows that the electricity from renewables, nuclear, and fossil fuels. This direct filtering makes it easy to connect a country's ranking with its geographical context, offering insights into regional trends or the prevalence of the certain resources. In essence, this dashboard prevents a conscious yet powerful narrative of the global energy transition. It effectively contrasts the successness of individual leading countries with slow, gradual pace of worldwide change, highlighting both the potential for suitable future and the significant work that remains to be done. Coming to the last dashboard, this dashboard investigates the critical links between economic development and a nation's ability to provide its citizens with modern energy, focusing on both electricity and clean cooking fuels. The correlation matrix provides a high level statistical overview, providing the strong relation between the key metrics. The stacked bar charts then break down these relationships on comparing energy access type across different countries, and the other illustrating the difference between high, medium, and lower income nations. Finally, the scatter plot visualizes the direct relationship between a country's GDP per capita and its access to clean cooking fuels. This dashboard allows for an interactive analysis. For example, let's say selecting the lower GDP category on the bar chart would filter the scatter plot, showing that all the countries in this group are clustered in the bottom left corner. Similarly, on clicking India, in the country comparison chart would highlight its data point across the other visuals, showing its status as a medium GDP country on an upward trajectory. These filtering capabilities enable us to move seamlessly from a macro level understanding of a global trends to a micro level analysis of individual countries. It helps us to confirm the statistical correlationships with the real world examples from the datasets. Overall, this dashboard tells a clear and compelling story. Economic prosperity is a fundamental driver of energy access.